Dear students, today we are going to discuss thermochemistry, very important part of thermodynamics, and many questions arise from thermochemistry in theory as well as in CET, that is in all competitive exams. So, let us know what do you mean by thermochemistry. Thermochemistry nothing but it is the branch of chemistry which deals with change in heat energy involved in a chemical reaction. Whenever a chemical reaction takes place, what change in heat energy takes place during the reaction, that comes under thermochemistry. For example, if we burned 1 gram of wood or 10 gram of wood or 100 gram of wood, it releases energy. Its initial energy was different, its final energy was different. Initially, the wood is in solid state, but it is not burning. We have to supply some heat energy to reach its ignition temperature. Whenever it reaches its ignition temperature, it will catch the fire and start burning. After burning, it produces carbon dioxide and water. During that, the energy is released. If heat energy released after burning is more than amount of heat we supplied, then that reaction is exothermic reaction. I think you understood this. Otherwise, I will repeat it. We have some substance and I want to heat it at normal conditions of temperature. It is not going to catch the fire. Then we have to supply heat energy to it. Why we have to supply heat energy? Because to reach its ignition temperature. Ignition temperature nothing but the temperature at which a substance starts burning. So, by supplying heat energy, it will reach its ignition temperature, then it starts burning. When it starts burning, it produces carbon dioxide and water. Again, the heat is released in that reaction. If heat released in this reaction is greater than amount of heat we supplied, then that reaction is nothing but exothermic reaction. If heat supplied to the substance is very large compared to amount of heat produced after the reaction, then that type of reactions are called endothermic reactions. Already you learned. Okay. Then thermochem means all these type of measurement of heat energy in a chemical reaction comes under thermochemistry. And all these measurements are depends upon some equations. Those equations nothing but thermochemical equations. Then what do you mean by thermochemical equation? Thermochemical equation nothing but it is also a balanced equation. Not only it will indicate the amount of reactants reacts each other to give product. Along with this, it also mention about amount of heat involved in the reaction. Whether the heat is released, whether the heat is absorbed, how much heat is released, how much heat is absorbed, all these points it will mention, it will indicate. That equation is called thermochemical equation. Okay. Here two examples are there. One example, carbon burns in presence of oxygen to give carbon dioxide and 393.5 kilojoules heat energy is released. Whenever the heat is released, we are mentioning it by positive. Whenever the heat is absorbed, we mention it by negative in the equations. So, first one is an exothermic reaction because whenever 1 mole of carbon reacts with 1 mole of oxygen, it gives 1 mole of carbon dioxide. Whenever 1 mole of carbon dioxide is formed, 393.5 kilojoules of heat energy is released, and this reaction we call it as an exothermic reaction, and we add here the equation indicating the amount of heat released in the reaction, so we call it as thermochemical equation. Second one is also thermochemical equation, because nitrogen, 1 mole of nitrogen reacts with 1 mole of oxygen to give 2 moles of nitrogen oxide, and during this reaction minus 180.7 kilojoules of heat energy is absorbed, so it is an endothermic reaction. So these two are the example for that. Okay, next, moving to the next conventions for thermochemical equation. Rules for thermochemical equation or conventions about thermochemical equations means whenever we are writing a thermochemical equation, we have to follow some rules. What are those rules? Let us learn one by one. Already I told you there are two types of chemical reaction. One is exothermic, another one is endothermic. In thermochemical equations, exothermic reactions are mentioned by a negative sign and endothermic reactions are mentioned by a positive sign. Any chemical reaction, if delta H value is negative, then it is an exothermic. If delta H value is positive, then it is an endothermic. Means, why we are taking positive and negative here? In endothermic reaction, what happens? The heat is absorbed by the system from the surrounding. System is absorbing heat energy from the surrounding. It means that there is increase in heat energy of the system. It means we are adding heat content to the system. Because of that, we are mentioning it by positive sign. But in exothermic reaction, the heat is released from the system to the surrounding. So the system is losing certain amount of heat energy. There is decrease in heat content of the system, that we are representing by a negative sign. So exothermic in all thermochemical equations, exothermic reactions are indicated by a negative sign, delta H value is negative, and for endothermic reaction delta H value is positive. Okay, next, second one. The value for delta H for the reaction always refers to standard state of the substance. Whenever I am writing this equation, so this equation nothing but means this value refers delta H value of the reaction. Delta H, it is an exothermic, so delta H is equals to minus 393.5 kilojoules I am going to mention. And this value refers the standard state of carbon, standard state of oxygen, standard state of carbon dioxide. It means that whenever the reaction is going to occur, the standard states are maintained. That is, standard conditions are maintained, standard temperature and pressures are maintained. That is, temperature must be 298 Kelvin and pressure must be 1 atmosphere during the reaction. Okay, next, third one. The coefficients of different substances represent the number of moles reacted and the number of moles produced. Here in second equation I have written N2 plus O2 gives 2NO minus 180.7 kilojoules. Here the coefficient of nitrogen is 1, coefficient of oxygen is 1, coefficient of NO is 2. It means that 1 mole of nitrogen reacts with 1 mole of oxygen to give 2 moles of nitrogen oxide. So whatever the coefficient in the reactions we are going to represent, we are going to mention, that will indicate the number of moles of reactant and products involved in the reaction. Okay, I think you understood that. And fourth point, the physical state of reactants and products are mentioned as S for solids, L for liquids, G for gases, AQ for aqueous solutions. Whenever we are writing a thermochemical equation, we have to mention the state of carbon. Carbon, the standard means the reaction is going on at standard state. So at standard state, carbon is in solid state, oxygen is in gaseous state, and carbon dioxide is in gaseous state. So to represent the state of reactants and products, we are using some terms. S, whenever I used S, it means carbon is in, means that substance is in solid state. If I mentioned L, it means that that substance in that reaction at that condition it is in liquid state. If I mentioned G, it means that in that condition that reactant or product is in gaseous state. Okay, these are the 4 convention. Next one, fifth one, if the coefficients of substances are multiplied or divided by some number, the value of delta H is also multiplied or divided by the same number. For example, here is an example. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. During this reaction, the change in enthalpy is minus 393.5 kilojoules. So if we multiply this equation by 2, by 3, by 10, whatever number it may be. For example, here I am multiplying this above equation by 2, so it becomes 2C, 2O2 gives 2CO2. And this value also multiplied by 2, means whatever the number we are using to multiply the balanced chemical equation, the same number is used to multiply the change in enthalpy of the reaction. Understood? So here 393.5 kilojoules heat is there for 1 mole reaction. For 2 moles it must be double of this, that is 2 into 393.5 kilojoules. Second, here is another one reaction. 2 moles of hydrogen reacts with 1 mole of oxygen to give 2 moles of water. And during this reaction, delta H value is minus 571.6 kilojoules. This much amount of heat energy is released whenever 2 moles of water is formed from 2 mole hydrogen and 1 mole oxygen. If we divide this equation by 2, that is 1 by 2 into 2H2, so it becomes H2, and this one is half O2, and here H2O, and delta H value is 1 by 2 of 571.6, whatever it may be. Let us take it, its value become 285.8. Delta H is equals to minus 285.8 kilojoules. Here it is the rule that if we multiply the balanced equation by any number, the same number is used to multiply the delta H value. If we divide the balanced chemical equation, thermochemical equation by any number, the same number we are using to divide the enthalpy of the reaction. So last one point, if the reaction is reversed, the sign of delta H changes but magnitude remains same. For example, nitrogen gas combines with 3 hydrogen gas and it gives ammonia gas, 2NH3 gas, and during this amount of heat energy released equals to minus 92.4 kilojoules. This reaction is a reversible reaction. If we reverse the reaction, that is 2NH3 gas decomposes to give 2 nitrogen, 3 hydrogen. Delta H value, the magnitude is same, that is same value, that is 92.4 kilojoules, but the sign is opposite, that is positive. Means whenever we reverse the reaction, the value of or the magnitude of delta H is same, but the sign of the reaction will change, sign of the value will change. These are some conventions about thermochemical equations. Next one, heat of reaction or enthalpy of reaction or enthalpy change of reaction. Whenever a chemical reaction occurs, the reaction may be exothermic or endothermic. How much energy changes involved in a chemical reaction? We are representing that amount is nothing but heat of reaction. That is, we can define this heat of reaction as the amount of heat energy absorbed or released in a chemical reaction when the number of moles of reactants reacted completely as mentioned in the balanced chemical equation is called enthalpy of reaction. For example, this is an example for reaction. In this reaction, methane, 1 mole of methane is burning or reacting with 2 moles of oxygen to give 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water. Enthalpy of the reaction is nothing but delta H minus 890.4 kilojoules per mole. It means that complete burning of 1 mole of methane, for this burning it is using 2 moles of oxygen. When the reactants completely reacted and it is giving 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water, during this reaction this much amount of heat energy is released. So this is nothing but heat of reaction. Also we call it as enthalpy of reaction, or we can also call it as enthalpy change of reaction. Understood? The amount of heat energy absorbed or released. If it is an endothermic, heat is absorbed. If the reaction is an exothermic, heat is released. When the total number of moles of reactants are completely reacted, there is no reactant is left after the reaction. If they completely reacted, then how much amount of heat energy is released or absorbed? That is nothing but enthalpy of reaction, heat of reaction, or enthalpy change of reaction. Heat of reaction, that is factors affecting the heat of reaction. They are: heat of reaction depends upon amount of the reactants. The amount of the reactants, that is how much amount of reactants are there. For example, carbon burns in presence of oxygen to give carbon dioxide. If 1 mole carbon is there, we are getting certain amount of heat energy. If we double the amount of the reactant, the value of heat of reaction also doubled. It means that heat of reaction depends upon the amount of the reactants. Second, heat of reaction depends upon physical state of reactants and products. It also depends upon the physical state, whether what is the physical state of reactant and what is the physical state of the product. It also affects the heat of reaction. For example, there is reaction, that is hydrogen reacts with oxygen to give water. Here water is formed in liquid state. In the second reaction, hydrogen combines with oxygen to give water in the gaseous state. It means in first reaction water is in liquid state, whereas in second reaction the water is in gaseous state. So here delta H value is minus 285.8 kilojoules per mole, whereas in the second case delta H value is minus 241.8 kilojoules per mole. So when here the product is in liquid state, so large amount of heat energy is released compared to this. It means whenever the products are formed in liquid state or in solid state, the enthalpy of the reaction is more compared to the product is in gaseous state. Okay, next. Heat of reaction also depends upon the allotropic modification of reactants. Allotropes, as you know, the compounds, the elements or the substance having same chemical composition, but they have different physical forms. And best example for allotropes is carbon, that is diamond and graphite. Whenever same amount of diamond is burned, certain amount of diamond is burned in oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide, and same amount of graphite is burned in presence of oxygen, it is also giving carbon dioxide. But here the energy released is minus 395.4 kilojoules, whereas here minus 393.5 kilojoules. It means that as the allotropic forms of the reactants changes, there is change in enthalpy of the reaction or heat of the reaction. Fourth one, heat of reaction depends upon concentration of the solution. It also depends upon concentration, whether the concentration of the solution is low or high. Higher concentration, more heat of reaction, less concentration, less heat reaction. It means it is also in solution state, concentration nothing but amount. For example, we have 1 molar solution and 2 molar solutions of HCl, and we are reacting with sodium hydroxide. 1 molar solution will give 1 molar HCl solution will give certain amount of heat energy, whereas 2 molar solution will give double of that. By this we can say heat of reaction depends upon concentration. Heat of reaction also depends upon temperature. At what temperature the reaction is proceeds or proceeding, at what conditions of temperature the reaction is carried out, that is also going to affect. But most of the reactions we are carrying at 298 Kelvin. Next, last one, heat of reaction depends upon the condition of constant volume and constant pressure, whether the reaction is carried out at constant pressure or constant volume. It is also going to affect heat of reaction. By this, today I am going to complete it. Different types of enthalpy of reactions we are going to study in the next class.